This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
We're backstage now, and you have a line in this interview, JR, that you comment that absolutely killed me. Here, we're going to play a little bit of this.
When Shawn Michaels came back, he put one right there, dog. Right on my grill. NWO, they just stood there, celebrated. Booyah! 1 month later, NWO, dead and buried. Alpha style, baby! You know what I feel? I feel like celebrating. You feel like celebrating with me, dog?
Well, you know, normally I would.
You damn skippy hippie! You know what? Won't you give me one of them Coach-a-roonies?
Oh, no! Well, Booker, you know, I don't think this is the time or the... Yeah, make it.
It's like that, huh, dog? Oh, The Rock is the only one who can mess with announcers around here, right? News flash! The Rock is on another program. So let's make with the spinning jack.
Oh, I gotta see this, JR. Let's Coach. Look at this. Oh, no.
Coach getting into it. Coach has found his groove, King. Oh, no. No, it looks like me falling off the porch.
You said, looks like me falling off the porch. Oh, that got me. So funny. Oh, my goodness. And
all
now,
live. Just so, you know, at least I didn't say the wrong brand.
That's right. Listen, here we go. Here's one more interruption here.
That's what I wondered.
Listen up, man. The fact of the matter is this. Big Show, I'm about to come out here and pull an Allen Iverson on your poke ass and show you why you don't put your hands on the five-time WCW champion. Now can you dig that?
Oh, my gosh.
Biggest open team. So good to see you again, my friend.
There it is. His appearance. Hell freezes over. Bischoff walks into the screen during the promo. And is this just done to keep people hooked through the commercial break? Because we haven't even seen him yet. The announcement hasn't been made.
Yeah, that was probably the intent, you know, because we tease. At some point, you got to give them a little bit more than just a tease. And I think that's what that was. So, because, you know, the question I asked going to break, is that the new general manager?
Yes.
Because I didn't know. I mean, in character.
Joe Bayar, he had written a fan question, and he said, do you think showing Eric backstage beforehand ruined the initial reaction? No,
it didn't ruin it. It doesn't, in Joe's booking mind, it may have ruined it, and which is cool. That's his prerogative.
Yeah. And he also asked, do you remember anything about the arena atmosphere during the commercial between that clip and then Vince actually introducing him?
No, buzzing. There was a buzz in there. People were talking amongst themselves, as we say.
Here we go. Let's play a little bit of this real quick, okay, JR? This is the big intro.
This is good.
Yeah.
Manager of Raw, his name is Eric Bischoff.
I cannot believe this.
I'm absolutely in shock.
It's him.
I can't even begin to tell our viewers, our new viewers, what this is going to be.
Look at this. Look. JR, I used to sit in the same broadcast booth every Monday night with Vince when he would wish death upon Eric Bischoff. And now they're hugging each other. Look at this.
They're probably picking each other's pockets. Tonight, there's our new boss. I got 25 years in the business, and it comes down to where Eric Bischoff is my new boss.
I've always liked him.
By God, am I a lucky bad Oklahoma.
I love you.
Well, you know, as long as he's fair and firm.
So we'll pick this up once he gets into the ring. But your line, they're probably picking each other's pockets. Another great one-liner. Love it.
Well, we had good writers.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right.
You just throw it out there and hopefully it sticks.
Oh.
That one seemed to work okay.
It was good stuff. I mean,
Bischoff,
listen, that's the reaction we wanted to hear. That we want to hear from you during this.
Eric was able to pull off a disingenuous prick as good as anybody has ever done in pro wrestling.
Oh.
And the thing about it is, it was so, it's so simple that people got it. They knew he was working them, so to speak.
So here goes. I'm going to share a little bit of the backstory here, right from the Observer. Meltzer would say, Bischoff appeared on Raw after he and McMahon had struck a deal about 10 days earlier. The two sides had talked last summer during the original Invasion angle. At that time, WWE only wanted Bischoff for a 1-month program in July, just for a singles match with McMahon at the Invasion pay-per-view, which, by the way, McMahon would win. No big surprise there. Bischoff turned down the deal since it wasn't good enough to build his character, but just an ego-driven blow-off, and also because Bischoff wasn't in good enough shape to do a match that quickly. There had been informal talks, and Bischoff was among the many candidates brought up when McMahon told those close to him about his idea of feuding general managers. According to friends of Bischoff, while they had a deal, Bischoff himself didn't get the call to appear on the show until the weekend, since McMahon wanted it to be a secret, and virtually nobody was aware of the presence of Bischoff until shortly before he appeared for his interview.
Right.
Bischoff appeared shocked. It shocked not only viewers, but all but a few WWE wrestlers and employees when his face showed up walking on the screen during a Booker T interview with Jonathan Coachman, minutes before his interview where McMahon introduced him and the two hugged on the ramp. Just incredible. It said it's been discussed and speculated that the hug could have cost the company millions and millions of dollars, and that a feud between Eric and Vince could have drawn a ton of money. What say you, JR? Was there money flushed down the toilet with debuting Eric this way?
I believe, Paul, it was a one-off opportunity. I don't want to see a series of matches, and all due respect to Vince and Eric. I didn't need to see a series of matches between two untrained pro wrestlers. They weren't even in the pro wrestler category. And that's saying that respectfully. They were administrators. They were creators of content. But a one-off built correctly would have been would have added to a significant pay-per-view, no doubt about that. But to see it more than once, we're getting into dangerous waters, I think.
Yeah, no, this is, I'm going to play a little bit of this as he's kind of going on about his accolades. So let's listen to a little bit of this historical kind of context here on Raw.
I was successful because I was innovative. In fact, I was cutting edge. Remember back when Raw was taped every other week and Nitro was live? And I decided to go on the air 2 minutes before Raw, and I gave away everything that happened on Raw so you people didn't have to watch it. Ooh. Damn.
Well, that was innovative, I suppose.
That was ruthless. That was a little aggressive, but it worked. And how about Alundra Blaze? You remember her? This women's world champion. I signed her away, and I said, hey, Alundra, bring your belt to Nitro. She didn't really want to, but I made her because she worked for me. And I had her go out on national television and throw it in the trash.
That's innovative.
So listen, JR, this is crazy. He's literally going step by step through everything that he did as far as with WCW, and he talks about 83 weeks. The Observer, and I have a question here for you at the end of this. The Observer would write again that according to those in the company, the heat backstage was huge, particularly after this interview, which featured nearly everything possible that is wrong with current wrestling. While fans appeared bored during the interview live, wrestlers were anything but, as Bischoff talked about wanting to put WWF out of business. So now you have a locker room filled with either wrestlers who had heat with him from the WCW days or those who've never worked with him because he had heat, trying to put WWF guys out of business. And if successful, would have cost them money in their livelihoods. You're running talent relations. How much talent were coming to you talking about issues with Eric?
Oh, there were a few. It wasn't an overwhelming mutiny or anything like that, but there's some that had issues. Their basic deal was, did you know? Of course I knew. What do you think? I just passed through here? That executive VP office is just for show? Of course I knew. We had to get him signed, and I will say that Vince took the lead in all that. Vince at the time had made a decision. He knew what he wanted to do with Eric. He knew what he perceived Eric's value to be, and I think who else? There was somebody else that was pissed off about that. Maybe Arn Anderson. I can't remember, but a lot of guys are complaining that can't believe. Of course, they didn't go to Vince and say anything.
No.
They came to my fat ass.
The buffer.
That happened a lot, by the way.
Yeah.
I can't believe, JR, how you guys, it's always you guys.
Yeah.
Why don't you say what you mean? Why don't you say that you don't believe in Vince's decision to do this?
Yeah.
And if you don't believe it strongly enough, why don't you go talk to him? Because I promise you, if you confront the old man about this hire, you're going to shorten your tenure. If you want to go communicate about it or come up with some ideas that might make it work better, more power to you. But he's not going to change.
I feel strongly that saving money is important. If it's not something we worry about now, boy, we are really going to worry about it later. And I want to help you get out of debt faster and do it with cheaper monthly payments. I'm talking to you if you're in a 30-year loan. Now is the time to take years off of your loan. We're routinely helping our listeners cut 5, 10, even 15 years off their loan, and you can do this without perfect credit with no money out of pocket. You've just got to start at savewithconrad.com.
A hire of this significance for somebody that he believes can be easily hated. I said, you already don't like him because something happened X number of years ago. And I said, the audience doesn't have that same perception that you have. They haven't walked in your shoes, so they can't relate to your angst. But of course, nobody's going to go confront the old man. They're not. I mean,
it's because he made the decision. So are you ready to step up and challenge him? And if you challenge him, are you ready for the response? Because it's coming.
Vince was the coach, the head coach, and the offensive coordinator. And so he told you to run a play.
Right.
And he didn't suggest that you audibilize in the huddle and change it. That wouldn't be healthy. Look, I'll tell you this. Now, this is my perspective, and I might be wrong. I think this thing blew over real quick. I think they understood finally Eric's role. I said, look, he's like Heyman in real life. He's easy to dislike. He's really good at being hated and being a villain, so let it roll. Let's see if it maybe makes us some money.
Yes.
Maybe the ratings get increased or whatever. So.
And Vince is just coming off, you got the Attitude Era. Well, he's prominently on the shows all the time. And I'm sure he's looking for a way to step back, but he needs a heat magnet from a leadership perspective. And it seems like it makes total sense from that, from that standpoint.
The thing about this interview, number one, thank God it's finally over.
It was a long one.
Eric's a good talker, but, we didn't need to hear the Gettysburg Address in length.
So
that would be the only critique I would have. I thought he did a nice job of getting it done, and his facial expressions were good, and his body English was spot on. And then they get the shot backstage of people doing their wrestling hand gestures, these deals.
And I love it, JR. And if you don't have the video, go to adfreeshows.com. It's just as entertaining, if not more, than the audio. But you know what I enjoyed about it was they just let him say whatever. It felt like he was just given free creative choice to say whatever he wanted because he did it his way.
Yeah, but he had a roadmap. He had direction, and I'm not sure who the writers were, but somebody was. I'm not saying they were telling Eric word for word what to say at all. I'm just saying they knew what was in Vince's head and the direction that Vince wanted to travel, and that's not a bad thing. So anyway, I'm back on the air here with JBL and Taker.
JBL. He's Bischoff's over here sucking up to Undertaker. I'm here for you, whatever you need. Taker's looking at him like, who the hell are you, pal? And JBL looks like he literally just wants to punch him in the face. Like, that's a shoot. But now, real quick to cap that off before we get into this next match, because I'm excited. I love Trish Stratus. She's coming down the aisle. The Bischoff segment gets a 4.35 rating, adding 1.1 million viewers from the previous segment. 1.1 million. But right away, after he's done, 500,000 of those tune out. So the build-up was great, but people turning off the show, is that a sign, do you think, they were disappointed, or is it just they just wanted to see what was going to happen?
Well, I think they were curious.
Yeah.
They got their answer. And again, the interview's a little bit long. Short attention span.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.